Yo, what's up guys? It's Noah here, and in today's video, I'm going to be talking through some player props I like on Prizepicks for the Week 7 Thursday Night Football game. Got Thursday night kicking off with a matchup between the Steelers and the Bengals. Going to talk through two player props I'm liking for this game, taking a first look at the board on Wednesday afternoon, recording this video the day before. Going to give you guys a couple plays I like, two plays. We're going to break down these plays and share why I like them. Now, before we do get started, make sure you guys hit that like button down below if you enjoy these Prizepicks videos. Be sure to hit that subscribe button as well. And if you guys are new to the channel, if you are new to Prizepicks, if you don't have a Prizepicks account, make sure that you go sign up. Use that promo code NOAH when you do sign up for Prizepicks with my promo code and play $5. You're going to get $50 of free lineups just for signing up and using code NOAH. And you're also going to get a free square because right now Prizepicks does have a free square available, as you can see on the screen. Stephen Curry's points prop is set at 0.5. This is available to everyone. This is for the start of the NBA season. The NBA season, the regular season, does officially start on Tuesday night, and I'm super excited that the NBA is just around the corner. Obviously, if you don't know, I do cover the NBA. I'm going to be doing NBA videos probably every day, if not at least like Monday through Friday. On the weekends, I might still kind of focus on football, college football, NFL, but yeah, going to be doing NBA videos daily once the NBA season gets here. So, we're going to have a ton of content coming out for NBA. If you don't follow the NBA, that's totally fine because with this free square, it's a pick that's guaranteed to hit. Obviously, Stephen Curry is going to score at least 1 point Tuesday night. So take that free square while it's still available. Again, it goes away Tuesday night when the Lakers-Warriors game starts. Use it while it's available. And if you guys don't have an account on Prizepicks, again, go sign up. Use that promo code NOAH. Get those $50 in free lineups and get this free square added to your account as well. And then also, I do want to give a quick shout out to Sleeper because we are also partnering up with Sleeper as well. And you guys can go sign up for Sleeper. Use promo code NOAH over there. Get your first deposit matched up to $100. You'll also get a free $20 entry. As you can see on the screen here to my left, free $20 entry just for signing up on Sleeper and using code NOAH. And you don't have to make a deposit to get that entry. That's just automatically going to be added to your account once you create an account. And if you win any money off that entry, that's money that's added to your Sleeper wallet, and you can try and start to build that up over on Sleeper. So Sleeper is going to give you a way to try out their app without even having to put any money in. And again, if you want to download the Sleeper app, get that free $20 entry. Make sure that you sign up and use code NOAH. You'll also still get that 100% match on your first deposit as well, up to $100. But go sign up for Sleeper, guys. Check them out. Use that code NOAH when you do sign up. But yeah, let's talk about some Prizepicks plays I like here for Thursday Night Football Week 7. Now, I do want to recap our plays from our last video, which was on Monday night for Monday Night Football. We had the doubleheader on Monday night, gave out 2 picks for the Monday Night Football doubleheader. Sadly, both of our picks missed. We took Michael Penix over 15 fantasy points. Penix barely went under. I think he finished with like 14.6 fantasy points, went under by like half a point. Super annoying, but then we also took Deebo Samuel over 15 fantasy points, which wasn't even close. Deebo had like 3 fantasy points on Monday night. Definitely did not see that coming, especially with how good Deebo's role has been without Terry McLaurin, but wasn't really involved Monday night, and that kind of happens. It's how it goes sometimes. Plays didn't go that well Monday night, but let's see if we can get back out of here for Thursday night, bounce back, go 2-0 on these 2 plays. So looking at the 2 plays I'm liking for Thursday night, first one is going to be a fantasy score prop. And I'm liking Aaron Rodgers for more than 14.5 fantasy score. So you look at Aaron Rodgers so far this season, he's only gone over this fantasy score line in 2 out of 5 games. But if you look at some of the matchups he's had, like he's not had the easiest schedule. He's had to face the Jets, the Seahawks, the Patriots, the Vikings, and the Browns. Those are all teams that are known to be fairly good defensive teams. This is obviously a great matchup for Aaron Rodgers on Thursday night going up against the Bengals. The Bengals have been one of, if not the worst defense in the NFL this season. You look at where they rank in terms of fantasy points allowed to opposing quarterbacks. They're just inside the top 10 when it comes to fantasy points allowed to opposing quarterbacks. The Bengals are also giving up the 3rd most points per game. They're giving up the 2nd most yards per game. They're a team that also doesn't really get any pressure on the quarterback. So this is a spot where Aaron Rodgers is going to have a clean pocket, going to be able to take his time, find his receivers. And Rodgers, even at this point in his career, even though he's in the later stage of his career, he is still a quarterback that can be very good, very effective when he's got time to throw. And he should have a lot of time to throw on Thursday night. facing a really poor, Bengals defensive line. Obviously, the Bengals are without Trey Hendrickson, who's, their best defensive player. So this is just such a good spot for Aaron Rodgers to be able to be efficient, have success, moving the ball through the air against a Bengals team that really just can't stop anyone right now. And if you look at where Rodgers' prop lines are set at for Thursday night, I mean, his pass yards prop is set at over 200 yards, so he's 218.5. His passing touchdowns prop is set at 1.5. That is favored to go over as well. I was looking at some sportsbook odds. Sportsbooks, DraftKings, FanDuel, they have Rodgers, I think, like minus 135, favored to go over 1.5 touchdowns. So if you are in a spot where you can't, I know some people can't take fantasy score, maybe they don't play on like Prizepicks and stuff. And if you can't take fantasy score for Rodgers, I do like Rodgers more than 1.5 passing touchdowns. I think that's a fine alternative to fantasy score. You would think if Rodgers gets 15 fantasy points or if he gets over 14.5 fantasy points, he's probably going to have 2 passing touchdowns. There's definitely a chance that he gets 14.5 fantasy points without 2 touchdowns because he could have like a bunch of yards. Maybe he gets a rushing touchdown. Obviously, you don't expect that, but it's a possibility. But yeah, I think if Rodgers goes over fantasy, he probably goes over this passing touchdowns line as well. So if you're looking for an alternative to fantasy score, I do like Rodgers more than 1.5 passing touchdowns. But like I said, Rodgers, he projected for over 200 pass yards here. He's favored for over 1.5 passing touchdowns. If he throws for 200 yards and 2 touchdowns, that's going to be 16 fantasy points. Obviously, that would be well over this line. So I just think we have a lot of room for error here with 14.5. I think there's plenty of ways Rodgers can go over this line. This is probably, I would say this is without a doubt, the best matchup that Rodgers has had this season, facing a very bad Bengals defense that's been really bad against the pass and against the run. They've just been overall a poor defense, giving up a ton of points per game, giving up a ton of yards. Really, really good spot for Aaron Rodgers here. Like him for more than 14.5 fantasy score. And then the other prop that I like on the Bengals side is a targets prop. And we're going to take T. Higgins for more than 6.5 targets. Now, this was a prop that we actually targeted on Sunday. We took T. Higgins over 6 targets on Sunday, which did hit. Higgins had 8 targets last week against Green Bay. I like going back to the well. I think 6.5 targets, once again, looks a little low on T. Higgins. I think now with Joe Flacco at quarterback, Higgins is going to be a guy that we can probably project to get 7 to 8 targets most weeks, sometimes maybe even more. This Bengals team, they look like they're just going to let Joe Flacco go out there and sling it. I mean, you look at Sunday, even just joining the team, not having much time to get familiar with the playbook at all, they will let Joe Flacco go out there and throw the ball 45 times. Now, he wasn't very efficient. He only threw for 219 yards on 45 attempts, wasn't really getting a lot of yards per attempt, but the volume was there. And that's what I like betting on is the volume. And once again, you look at Joe Flacco's pass attempts line for Thursday night, the sportsbooks are expecting a lot of pass attempts for Joe Flacco. He's got a 36.5 pass attempts line. So if we're going to get anywhere near 36 pass attempts from Flacco, I think there's a pretty good chance that 7 of those pass attempts go to T. Higgins, who he did target a good amount in his debut with the Bengals. Targeted Higgins 8 times last week. I think Jamar Chase had 12 targets, I believe. Yeah, Jamar Chase had 12 targets, and then you had 5 targets go to Tanner Hudson, who probably won't even play this week. That's worth noting. Tanner Hudson, their other tight end, he had 5 targets last week, but he's in concussion protocol right now. Doesn't look like he's going to be ready to play this game. Mike Gesicki got put on IR, so he's out as well. Like, this Bengals team is really thin with their pass catchers. It should be a lot of Higgins and a lot of Chase getting the targets this week. But, yeah, Hudson got 5 targets last week. Noah Fant and Andre Iosivas got 4. Samaje Perine got 3. And then Chase Brown and Drew Sample both got 2. But it was clearly, 20 of Joe Flacco's 45 pass attempts last week went to T. Higgins and Jamar Chase. And I think, if we have 36 pass attempts for Joe Flacco this week, pretty good chance 20 of those 36 pass attempts, if not more, are going to go to Higgins and Chase. So Higgins should be in line to continue to get just a lot of volume here. I know the efficiency for Higgins this year has not been great. Like, the yards have not been great. He's had a lot of games where he's only gotten like 15 yards, 32 yards, 22 yards. And some of that was kind of due to Jake Browning not really playing well, not being effective. Obviously, Joe Flacco, we don't really know how effective he's going to be, but I think Flacco is good enough to target his guys, get his guys the ball. They let Flacco throw it a ton last week. I think they're probably going to let him throw it a ton here again against a Pittsburgh team that's been much more beatable through the air than on the ground. I mean, Pittsburgh's been a tough team to run on, but they've definitely been beatable through the air. So I like T. Higgins to get more than 6.5 targets here. So these are the 2 props, guys, that I like for Thursday Night Football Week 7. as always, guys, appreciate you watching these Prizepicks videos. Appreciate your support. Make sure to hit that like button down below. If you guys enjoyed this video, hit that subscribe button as well. And go sign up for Prizepicks. Use that promo code NOAH when you do. Get those $50 in free lineups and get that Stephen Curry free square, again, while it's still available. It's under the NBA tab. The NBA regular season does start on Tuesday, so use that Stephen Curry free square while it's available. You don't have to use it today. You can wait. It doesn't expire till Tuesday, so you got like 6 days to get it in. But I did want to shout out Prizepicks because they do have a free square available. It's available to everyone, new users and existing users. So if you don't have an account on Prizepicks, that's just another incentive to sign up right now. But as always, guys, man, appreciate your support. Appreciate you guys watching the videos. Let's go win some money this Thursday night, and I'll see you guys in the next one.